Hi, everybody.
Hi.
Hope you're all doing okay.
Hello, Ashton.
Hi, how are you?
How's Frank?
How's it
Hiya,
going? How you
Frank.
doing?
Hi, Gillian. Hi, everybody.
Hi.
You
Hi.
got to mention,
Hiya, Jerry. Hi, Jenna. Hiya.
you got to
Hi.
mention.
Very welcome.
Hi, Ashley. You got to mention on the Evelyn Grant on Lyric there recently about a sunrise photograph with harp music playing in the background. With
Oh, fabulous with Jer.
yeah,
Fabulous.
so it's good to hear it.
Yeah. Evelyn's, she's so supportive. She's brilliant. I think in general the presenters in Lyric are very supportive of Irish musicians, which is lovely to see, actually. Because they needn't be. They could stick to their planned programming and not bother about us at all. So no, it was lovely. She's always very supportive. But that's great that you heard it on there. Jer, were you saying that a friend of yours sent you a message or something about that when it was on? Maybe I made that up.
No, there was. I was trying to think myself. Yeah, no, a guy on Twitter mentioned it as well. He was listening and heard about it. I missed it at the time, but yeah, it was great.
I know,
Great
it's
to get
typical,
a shout
isn't it? It's the one time. Yeah, we've had a beautiful day here in Wicklow and in Dublin. It's been lovely and sunny. Cold enough now. The sun is sort of deceptively warm when you're inside, but I find it quite cold. I got the kids some roller skates and they arrived on Wednesday. So we've been having fierce fun both inside and outside, and no broken limbs yet, so I'll keep you posted on that. But they just love them. They just can't get enough of them, which is great. Really should have thought of that at the start of this lockdown. But anyway, what can I say? They go back to school on Monday. So I will be the first at the school gate, I can tell you, ready to boot them in the door, no matter how they're feeling about it. Neither of them are too enamoured with the idea of going back to school. They'd much rather stay at home with Mammy all day long. But I haven't given them that option because I'm mean. No, it'll be great for them actually to get back to a bit of normality, I think. So now I'm going to just go around and make sure we're all sorted. And Seamus, I was going to start with your song, which I managed to find. I know.
I was going to say, I meant to send it to you, Ashton, because I was going to send you a couple of pieces of sheet music, but I was just busy with Mozart during the week.
That's quite all right, Seamus. It's quite all right to be busy with Mozart.
Is this Glockamara, is it?
This is Glockamara, indeed.
Okay. If I just tell you about Glockamara, how are
Please
things?
do. Yes, I'm relying on it.
How are things in Glockamara? It's from a movie, an American-made movie about Ireland and the leprechauns and the pot of gold and all of that type of thing. It was made in the mid-60s, I think, and it was called Finian's Rainbow, starring Fred Astaire and Petula Clark and Tommy Steele. It's if we have any Americans here, and I see we have, you don't need to see Finian's Rainbow. It is the worst Irish movie ever. The accents are dreadful, totally awful. Anyway, Fred Astaire is in it, and he is the grandfather or the uncle. Petula Clark, who was an English singer in the 1960s, it was her first movie role, and she also sang the song. And the leprechaun in the movie was played by an English actor of the 1960s called Tommy Steele. It's a beautiful tune. It's a really gorgeous tune, and the lyrics are beautiful as well. Anyway, take it away, Aisling. It's all yours.
Okay. Well, should I recite some of the lyrics? I have them here in front of me. Or would you like to recite some?
No. No. I wasn't ready for this. No.
Have I caught you by surprise?
And anyway, and by the way, Glockamara doesn't exist. And what it means is, it comes from, your man will know, the translation of Glockamara, it came from Clocha Mora, which is big rocks. And then eventually it became Gloch Mora and then Glockamara. Okay. All right. There you go.
The first two lines are, I hear a bird, Londonderry bird. It well may be he's bringing me a cheering word. I hear a breeze, a river Shannon breeze. It well may be it's followed me across the seas. Then tell me, please, how are things in Glockamara? We'll find out after this. Thanks, Seamus. An incredibly pretty tune to start us off with, Seamus, and some lovely information, so thanks for that. I've actually seen Finian's Rainbow a few times. I think it's one of those movies that sort of creeps up on you, isn't it? It's like you're just minding your own business, and then there it is, you're drinking a cup of tea and just lured in by sort of the strange madness of it. And I think the accents actually draw have drawn me in the past. I have to say, yeah, it's a funny one, isn't it? But an incredibly pretty tune from it.
Incidentally, for anybody who goes into Aldi or Lidl, you'll see all of the fictitious names on the butter and on the sausages and everything. You know, you'll see butter from Derry Bag, places that don't exist or whatever. But there is a place mentioned in the song to Lacamora when she was walking from Kildare and Kildare. There's no such place in Ireland as Kildare. It doesn't exist.
Yes, it might. Give it time. Thanks, Seamus. Oh. Dara stole Aaron's laptop. So we had Aaron stole Mommy's laptop, and now we have Dara stole Aaron's laptop. You're very welcome, Dara stole Aaron's laptop. I think Michael is delighted that you're here this evening. He's probably raring to go on the chat already. So the Berliners are with us. Now let me see. We've got some really fabulous. Oh, where do I go next? Do you know what, Louis? I have yours up next. So
Great, yeah. Hi, Ashton. Can you hear me? Okay.
I can indeed. How are you getting on, Louis?
Oh, yeah, great, thanks. I'm sorry to have to correct Seamus, but there is a place called Derry Bag.
Ah, no, there you go. Seamus is heating up tonight.
No. Kildare.
Up in Donegal, near Bunbeg. It's in the Gaeltacht.
In the song, she didn't say Derry. She said Kildare.
Oh, it's Kildare. Oh, yeah. No, but you said
Kildare.
places that mightn't exist, like Derry Bag.
Kildare.
Yeah. Anyway, okay.
You stand corrected, Louis.
But I can recommend Derry Bag as a lovely place to visit if you're ever up in Donegal.
Oh, good. Okay, we'll have to. So, you're putting it on the map. If it wasn't on the map already, if there was any fear of Seamus wiping it out, you're putting it back on the map. So that's good. The people of Derry Bag will be great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no, it's a place I'd normally be up there once or twice a year, but obviously I haven't been up there in the past year. But I thought we'd keep things Irish. Actually, I've chosen a song by Paul Brady, and I'm not sure now how well known Paul is across the Atlantic, but you know, he's a very talented singer songwriter from Tyrone, actually, my own home county. And just a little sort of anecdote. My mother used to babysit him, actually, you know, before I was born. Her family were neighbours of the Bradys. And, you know, when Paul was a baby, my mother and her sister, my Auntie Margaret, used to babysit him.
No way.
Yeah, oh yeah. In fact, my auntie used to claim she taught him how to sing.
Go away.
So
that's a good one. Your auntie claiming that.
Yeah, Auntie Margaret. But the song I have is called "The Island," and I think he composed this back in the mid '80s, and it's a very sort of emotional song, actually. I suppose really about the tragedy of the Troubles in some respects, but also a love song to the island, Ireland. You know, so it's a really nice piece. Sung by Paul, and I think there's a piano and small bit of guitar in the original arrangement. But I'd say it'll translate beautifully onto the harp, I'm sure, Aisling. So
it's an incredibly beautiful song, and you know, it's one that I haven't played before, and of course I would. It's one that I would have on my ear, and it's an incredibly beautiful and plaintive song. It's one that I highly recommend that if it's new to people, if you haven't heard Paul Brady's name, absolutely when you get the set list, please do look up his version of it. The lyrics are incredibly meaningful and beautiful. He draws a kind of a parallel between the Lebanese civil war, isn't it, and the troubles in the north.
That's right. So that's right.
The opening line is, "They say that skies of Lebanon are burning, those mighty cedars bleeding in the heat." So it's just the lyrics are just incredibly beautiful and descriptive and emotive. But the melody
it's
itself
very sort of
is stunning.
poetic. Yeah.
Yeah, really gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
So here we go, Louis. Thank you for that suggestion, and I hope you enjoy. The squeaky chair is still going strong. The squeaky chair. I'll be sad if I come in someday and it's not squeaking. I'm just going to make sure there's nobody waiting in the waiting room. Okay, here we go. A beautiful
that was beautiful. That was beautiful, Leslie. Thank you very much. And I'd say if you're ever up on Strabane, I bring your harp and that'll go down a storm.
Absolutely. You know, it's funny. It reminds me of summers growing up, spending the summers down in Tipperary, and if the harp was ever in the boot of the car, sure, we couldn't go anywhere. and especially around Gary Kennedy, where there was a very strong session tradition, you know, in Dan Larkin's pub there on Gary Kennedy Harbour. And if they saw the harp in the back of the car, it didn't matter if I was 8 or 9 or 10 or what time of the day or night it was, they'd say to my dad, we'd be promoted to go into the secret bar, you see, because there was the sort of the official lounge area in Dan Larkin's pub, and you could get your bags of Tato and your pints of Guinness and your cups of tea and all that. But then from time to time there'd be an almighty ruckus coming from behind a wall, and there'd be this whole other tiny little pub was behind the wall, but that was for the locals, and that's where the session would happen. So you'd hear the you and the going behind the wall, but you know, you wouldn't be let in. But once the harp was on show in the boot of the car, we were local. They'd say, get that machine in there now. And there was a tiny little like a flimsy piece of cardboard, and it just had, you know, reserved for the musicians written in scribbles. I mean, it was nearly in hieroglyphics. The writing was so bad. And I'd say it was the same piece of cardboard that was on that table for decades. It had never been, you know, well before laminating anything, you know, not a bit of sellotape on it, schlaps of God knows how many pints were thrown on this thing. But that was the little piece of cardboard that went on the table. And I just have so many gorgeous memories, you know, that just when you said about bringing it up to Strabane there, of them just saying, get that machine in there now for... And there wouldn't be a dry eye, I can tell you. But anyway, very happy memories of Gary Kennedy. So now I'm going to have a look at my list now and see where we're going to go to next. Do you know what, Michael? I think I'm going to go to you, because I think we need a bit of a gear change. And I love your request from this week is just that. So why don't we say hello and see how you're getting on at the moment, and we'll play your request. We can't hear you.
Brian.
Oh, now we
Okay,
can
now?
hear you. Yes,
Now can you?
Now we can.
Can you hear
all
me now?
you. Loud and clear.
Okay, first of all, I will forego my question of the week if we have the cameo of your lovely Adam. Are we going to have that tonight?
Hopefully. I'm sure he's busily trying to get the mad pair who are high as kites after their day of skating. But he promises me he will come in a little bit later.
Okay, we'd love to see them too. Okay, here's I have a question of the week then.
Okay.
All right, do you know who Raleigh is, first of all?
Sorry?
Do you know who Raleigh is?
Do I know who Raleigh is?
Yeah.
Go on, tell me.
Okay, Roland is my new piano of about 4 or 5 months. My digital piano.
Okay.
And when he heard that Minerva wants to be called Minnie, he wants to be called Raleigh now.
Oh, I see. Okay.
He insists on it.
Right.
Okay.
That makes sense. Yeah.
Now there's a reason I bring that up. I have trained Raleigh to sit still when I play him on the piano. He doesn't rock. But I noticed that Minnie loves to sway.
She does.
With the music, and I'm wondering if that helps her and if it helps you, and also if you use the squeaky chair as a metronome for both of you.
That's technically 2 questions, but I'm going to let you off because...
Well, I used semicolons in the question.
Oh, you did? Oh, that's clever. I like it. Working around the rules. That's good. Okay. So the squeaky chair is no good as a metronome, unfortunately, but I do... ordinarily, I do actually quite a lot of metronome practice. I think metronome practice is very important for musicians. Certainly, even just for technical stuff. But I couldn't rely on the squeaky chair. That would be quite distracting, actually. So the squeaky chair is no good as a metronome. With regards to movement, you know, it's a very perceptive question, and I suppose, what could I say? I allow myself I give myself permission to move when I play. However, when I'm practicing big pieces, I practice in trying to be as efficient as I can with my movement. But when I feel moved by music, I want to physically move. But when I'm doing kind of strict practice, I try to limit moving around, because actually you don't need to be doing that, and it's better to learn without kind of adding in unnecessary movement, because if you're playing very fast, you don't want to be throwing in some sort of, extra bits. So I hope that answers your question.
It does, but I mean, it makes you feel better, or it.
I think it's just feeling the music, really. I think it's just when I'm trying to, I suppose I would be very conscious that I really want, when I'm playing a piece of music, especially if it's something that you've requested, I want to be sure that I'm putting a lot of feeling into it, particularly if it's something very emotive, and if it's something that maybe pulls at the heartstrings. And I think part of that for me is that just naturally enough, I'll just kind of start to move. So again, I'm not sure if it's a very good answer, but it's the answer you're getting. So
Okay.
There you go.
All right, now we'll go to my request in a minute, which is the same as yesterday, but this is for show and tell. You probably can't read this.
No, not a hope, but it's very. We're all very intrigued now. We want to know what it is.
1986, and I remembered correctly, Caroline's Cottage.
Carolyn's Cottage.
And I misspelled it yesterday with a Y like a woman's name. Music, in my Irish accent's terrible. Music of Turlough O'Carolan on the Hammer Dulcimer Volume 2.
On the Hammer Dulcimer, gosh, that's a very interesting cassette tape you have, Michael. I would expect nothing less, actually, from your cassette collection. Turlough O'Carolan, yeah, it takes a bit of getting used to.
Carolan, I'm gonna scan this and email it to you. You'll need a magnifying glass to read it.
Okay, I'll get the magnifying glass ready.
Okay, now we're gonna do name that tune for my request. Where it's a little known band.
Yeah.
From a hardly ever heard of town, a dirty little town in England called Liverpool, and this is a name that tune for the group.
Okay. Thank you.
And
Michael.
I'll zip myself.
Nobody believes you, but okay. We'll see if they know the tune, Michael. That's the main thing, isn't it? We'll see. We'll test them. This is a bit of an ear test for them. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Thanks, Michael. we all, of course, will have recognised Penny Lane, and a brilliant request. Thank you, Michael. And a great palate cleanser after some rather beautiful and emotive tunes. Not that Penny Lane isn't beautiful, but of course none other than the Beatles. And you know, it's lovely. I love this sort of recurring theme of ABBA and Penny Lane, or sorry, ABBA and Beatles stuff that is running through Harper Clocks at the moment. It's really nice. Where to next? You know, EJ, I had the Wayfaring Stranger here for you that I chose from your list of lovely requests, and I could play that next if you like.
It's just a beautiful traditional folk song, American folk song, and it's just I don't know. It's a good. I like the lyrics and the story, and anyway, looking forward to it.
A man, a few words this evening.
I guess so.
You're wrecked after all the wedding plans, isn't it? You're just
well, no,
knackered.
nothing's going on. What has happened this week? Not a whole lot. I had to take. I took an exam, believe it or not. I had to take an online exam. I do some nature restoration work at what's called a prairie. In the United States, we have prairies, which are big grasslands. And I do a lot of volunteer work of removing the invasive plants. And every 3 years, I have to take an exam because you can't just cut them. You have to apply an herbicide, a little poison to the stem. Otherwise, it comes back. And so I took my herbicide exam. And on that exciting note, I'm going to let things go. Okay, we'll just.
But we have so many questions now, EJ.
Well, what's notable about it is, as an old professor, it's very discomforting to take an exam rather than give one. There's a whole other thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and so I'm on the other side. And it feels very good. I'm relieved tremendously. So. 3 years and I'm set, you know.
Okay, well, have you passed it? Do you know, have you passed it?
I did pass it.
Oh, good, okay.
It
We
was,
were worried there for a second.
You
You're
know,
getting a round of applause.
Yeah. And one of the great things was the passing grade is 70. And I was always a pretty good student. So the concept of caring about, I'm supposed to get a 90 or something. 70 is a liberation. It means you can miss lots of questions and still pass. And so for this exam, 70 was a beautiful experience.
Okay.
So anyway.
Well, good to see that you know, not quite the student maybe you once were there, EJ, partying.
Well, I have my ups and downs, you know what I mean? It's more of a consoling thing to know that there's a 70 underneath you, and that, you know, you can kind of look at a question and say, what the heck, you know, who cares about that one, you know?
The tummy's rumbling, it's time to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Well, on that note.
All right, great.
This sheet won't go back. Sorry, guys. AJ. A beautiful choice. So now, Santo, I would love to play yours next. I don't know if you want to tell us about it.
Well,
how are you getting on, Santo?
I'm doing well, thank you.
Good. Thanks for joining us.
Being St. Valentine's Day was only last week, everyone's singing love songs. And a lot of these love songs, including my two favorites, For Emily, Wherever I May Find Her, and Perhaps Love, which I'm sure everyone's familiar with. I'm being very sarcastic, of course. The first one was by Simon and Garfunkel, by the way. But at any rate, all these love songs seem very almost solemn, talking about how much they love someone, how much it means to them. Whereas for Laurie, it's almost as if the man is so excited, so happy, that he can't control himself, just how much this woman's love has meant to him, that he can't even stay on Earth. Because I'm not sure of the complete translation, but it says, your love has, oh, no wonder my happy heart sings. Your love has given me wings. Let us fly beyond the clouds. And I think it's such an uplifting song, and we need that every now and then.
Absolutely. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. Couldn't agree more, Santo. It's a beautiful song. It's not one I've had the opportunity to play before, so thank you very much. And so this was originally released by the Italian singer Domenico Modugno. Am I saying it correctly? And then
I'm not sure.
Yeah, so I was looking it up. So it was first released in 1958, and was, you know, immediately successful, but of course has gone on to be recorded and covered many times by many artists. And actually, I have a very strange memory of this. I think this features in a film that stars Jim Carrey called The Man on the Moon. I'm not sure if you've seen this movie. It's Jim Carrey, as you certainly, I think, have. If you haven't seen something like, there are other movies that he's. Anyway, I'm just gonna park that very long sentence. I'm not gonna say it. In a movie called The Man on the Moon, there is a scene where Jim Carrey is playing a comedian, and he does a sort of a very strange, funny version of this song, and that popped into my head very inappropriately when I was listening to this the other day. But it's a gorgeous song. People, if they don't recognize the title of the song, you certainly will recognize the melody. It's a gorgeous choice for today, and absolutely, I think certainly at the moment here in Ireland, Santo, we're sort of in the middle of what feels like a very never-ending lockdown, and so we need a bit of Penny Lane and Volare and all these things to keep us going at the moment. So, sir, please keep them coming, because these requests are absolutely brilliant.
I'll try.
I hope you enjoy it.
I will, of course. You're playing it. How could I not?
Well, you know, I mean, I have to put it out there. Like, I do actually hope you enjoy it. It'd be terrible if you didn't. Although you'll be muted, so I guess we won't know. So that's, I suppose, of some...
I'll just make funny faces, that's all.
Okay. Well, look, you're very welcome to.
Oh, by the way, I love your blouse. It's so sparkling.
Oh, thanks
Almost
very much.
It's almost like the stars. You're looking at a starlit night.
Well, I tell you, do you know what? This is, I don't wear this top very often, but I bought this top in a shop that is owned by a lady who was really, really good friends with my late sister-in-law. So once a year, around the time of her anniversary, I go to this little shop and I treat myself to something. And it's just a really nice little, and you know, I just do it for myself, and I kind of buy something. I'm not really a clothes shopper, you know. I go to the shop of Granny. Shay Brenda is very kind to me, so most of my clothes are Granny's. So thank you. And I always think of Sarah when I wear it. So thanks for that, Santa. Here we go. a lesson in know when it's enough. Don't go
Oh,
round.
it's never too much, Aisling. It was
Thanks,
great.
Mike.
I just enjoyed every note of it.
It's a great
Every
song.
time you hit your fingers touch the strings
Aw,
was a
well,
joy.
Thanks a million, Santo. It's a great song. So we'll definitely I think between that and maybe Penny Lane and Johnny Be Good, we have a couple of there's a couple of as we would call them gas bangers. We've got a good few gas bangers. Yeah, I know that's one for your list there, Michael. A gas banger is kind of a bopper of a tune. Yeah. So there you go. So now, thanks a million, Santo.
You're welcome. Thank you.
I'm having a little look here now to see. I wonder, Jerry and Jenna, I might play yours next actually because, yeah, if that's okay.
Sure. It's a nice Irish tune. She moved through the fair, and I just thought it would sound lovely on harp. I think it was used in the Michael Collins movie, and it was quite moving in that as well, So
Yeah.
hope everybody enjoys it.
This is, of course, She Moved Through the Fair. Thanks, Jerry and Jenna. A really beautiful song. I haven't played that in a while. I think maybe that came up in a Harp o'clock, but I think last year maybe for one. It's been a while anyway. Thanks. A lovely one. Oh, so now, Gillian, I'm going to pick on you next. You have a lovely song choice this evening, as ever, I have to say.
I happened on it last weekend, and I said to myself, I better do a little bit of research on the guy that wrote it. It's a piece called Lean on Me by Bill Withers, who actually died in March of last year. He grew up in where he was born in West Virginia, and was brought up in very poor circumstances. But he eventually went into the Navy, I think, and he flourished there. But then he discovered that musicians were getting paid for playing music, so he decided to change career. And apart from Lean on Me, which I'd heard before, but I knew nothing about who wrote it. And then I discovered as well that he wrote Watching Me, Watching You, and Lovely Day, among others as well. So, and I just thought about, well, especially with the week I've had just at the moment, Lean on Me was a good one to pick.
Okay, yeah, I think it's a good one for all of us, to be honest. We're all nodding in agreement with you at that. It's a lovely song, and you know, this reminds me of there is a gorgeous girl, Mpo, who is able to join us from time to time, but she's very busy. She's doing 1 or 2 courses, and she's got lots going on, but this is always her choice whenever she joins us, so it always makes me think of her now. It's a beautiful song, and I think isn't he Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone is another one of his, and Just the Two of Us, so he had quite a few. You have to do the head thing with Just the Two of Us. Yeah, it's the rule, you know. Maybe that's one we need to do next week, and you can all do this. There'll be a lot of sore necks though on Friday week. Actually, you know, Paratum, when he comes in, his per leg is sore. He's sort of I don't know what he's done to it. He went for a run this morning, and sure, look, he was asking for trouble. Going for a run, honestly. I asked him why didn't he go for a cycle, and he said, sure, like 5 kilometers. I wouldn't get very far. I said, but you could do a loop. Anyway. Right, Lean on Me, Bill Withers, a beautiful song.
Thanks, Ashley. That was lovely.
Thanks, Gillian. It's a good one. It's a keeper. Granny, how are you getting on over there? She's thinking she hasn't so much as looked in my direction for the whole thing. Hi,
Well,
Granny. How are you?
And it's another appropriate choice, I think.
It is, Granny.
for
It
these
is.
Pandemic times, when you walk through a storm, hold your head up high and don't be afraid of the rain. At the end of the storm, there's a golden sky and the sweet silver sound of the lark. So walk on with hope in your heart, and you'll never walk alone. As long as Ashton can play it beautifully now, we'll all be hopeful and delighted.
Granny, I can't help but notice that you started to laugh when you thought of me playing it. And we'll continue this conversation after Harp o'clock, maybe. I'll call you, okay? Figure out what that's about.
It's simply exuberant joy. That's what it is.
There you go. Oh, we heard a bit of Fergus there. She didn't mute quick enough, Dad. We heard you. Thanks, Granny. Ger, I found yours. I found your
From today?
Oh. Come on. It's the moment. Come on. You have to sit in the chair. No, they're dying to say hello to you. You have to. No.
Hey everyone.
Can you hear them?
Nice to finally meet you.
Now,
lovely to meet you too. How are you?
Santo, and I think Michael has a question.
Adam, play us a song on your guitar.
Hi, Adam.
Or on the harp.
Well, I hope you enjoy the music as much as I do.
Very much.
We do.
Lovely to meet you all.
Yes.
Hey, Fergus.
And now Michael did want to ask a question. Do you want to ask the question, Michael? Now's your chance because he's going to be gone. He does. Michael has a question. I can't hear when he has the headphones in. He's looking very scared, but I'm coaxing him back. So be kind. Now come here. Be kind to him, Michael. Okay, I'll kick you out. Yeah. No, he's doing the.
Yeah.
Michael is in the top right.
Hi, Michael.
Hi, Adam. Nice to meet you, sir.
And you.
I don't really have a question. I just have a commendation. I just want to thank you for making this beautiful woman so happy. Because if she's not happy, it's going to be very bad for us. You guys are a lovely couple, and you have adorable, adorable children. Thank you.
You're very kind. Well, hopefully you can come and visit us.
I would absolutely love to. If my wife Lenore will let me, I have zero Irish blood. I'm half Polish. That's my surname. But if my wife would accompany me, I can't travel alone. If my wife would come with me, I would be happy to die in the Emerald Island. I would die a happy man.
Well,
Truly.
you're always welcome here. So we look forward to seeing you here.
You Irish people are so lovely, and I feel so welcome here. Thank you.
Thank you.
Your wife is beautiful. I just adore her.
Thank you so much. You're right, she is. I'm a lucky man.
And she feels the same way about you. She says that on Facebook. Trust me, she does.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
Bye.
I have no idea what you said, because he had the earphones on. Yeah.
He'll tell you later, okay?
I'm not so sure. He's gone fairly fast now out of the room.
He'll tell
he's
you
a man
later.
of his word, and I said pop in around 9.
He'll tell you later, and you're gonna get a big hug.
Well, listen, there you go. See, he does exist.
He's a cool guy.
I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky he is.
Thank him for coming.
I will. Don't worry. I will.
And for opening your lovely home to us.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, I am, shoved into the corner of the spare room now. Hold on a second. Oh no, see, maybe this is something I missed in the conversation. Maybe I missed this. No, I don't know. Anyway, Jer, sorry, we were just about to get on to.
It's all right. It's all right.
I managed to find it. So you had sent me a message earlier about this. What is it?
Yeah, I'm shocked you got it so fast. Born to Run. I tend to look up any songs that I've heard of or that I like and see if they've been done on Harp, if there's any chance that they've been done before. So, yeah, I'll always try and get some Springsteen if I can. One of my favourites. So,
it's brilliant. And this is from his album that's called Born to Run.
Yep.
Title. Right? Okay.
Yeah.
And have you seen him perform this live?
I have a few times. Yeah, I'd say 4 or 5 times now.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah, it's incredible. Yeah, it's like one of the best live performers. Like some of the shows go on for hours. Like he hit, I think, 4 if not 5 hours on his last tour in, I think it was Finland, possibly. But yeah, it was incredible.
That's mad.
Yeah, crazy.
Tired at that stage.
Yeah, and like his band are getting on. To be fair, I don't know how they do it every single night, like to that level. It's incredible.
Very strong tea.
Yeah, very strong.
Mega sandwiches and very strong tea has to be. So here we go. Born to Run. We'll see what happens.
Looking forward to it. Yeah. That was incredible. Love that.
I'm not sure I'll get a gig yet with them, but you know, get a few more harp clocks, you know, into my hands, and maybe, you know, I make a very good cup of tea as well, so I could put that on my resume, you know.
Absolutely. I'd say he appreciates a good cup of tea, to be fair.
Who doesn't deserve love a good cup of tea? Although I'm giving myself a bit of a break from caffeine actually, so I'm a Barry's tea person, which is quite controversial because Fergus is a Lion's tea person. So
Yeah, my mammy likes the Lions tea. She's
Yeah.
very much Lions, not Barry's.
yeah, so it's one of those, you know. But anyway, we still get along quite well. But I'm on the decaf Barry's at the moment. It's just not the same. It's not the same. Anyway, Frank, last but not least,
Ah, yes. How
how
are
are
you?
you getting on?
Grand, not a bother, not a bother.
They'll all be fierce upset to hear that Frank suggested sabre dance, and I said no.
Well, I was being a bit mischievous, I think, with it. Really.
Oh, like, let me tell you, the second I can get somebody else into the room here with me, there will be a Zorba's dance and a Sabre's dance off, and I'll do them all, and you can all go nuts. And I you know, it's funny because I only sent you a message. I just can't. But it's fabulous, and actually, it's my 5-year-old. It's his favorite piece of music.
Oh.
Bar none. You know, he loves acoustic guitar, but the second sabre dance happens anywhere he's up, he can't not dance to sabre dance. So
If you can get Dave Edmonds' version of it on YouTube, absolutely fantastic, unbelievable.
I must do. Yeah,
And a big band backing him. It's unbelievable. Never heard anything like it. Fantastic.
Yeah, so I'm sorry about that, but you did mention a beautiful Nat King Cole song.
Yes, unforgettable.
Yeah,
it is.
Really
Yeah, I love
gorgeous.
that. I love playing that myself. Actually, it's a beautiful. I played it a couple of times for some of the other Zoom things that I do with the Alzheimer's and dementia concerts.
Yeah.
And that always goes down pretty well, I think. It's beautiful
It's
song.
a beautiful song. I went through such a huge, I'm not sure anybody ever gets over their Nat King Cole phase, but I went through such an enormous Nat King Cole thing. You know, it just, if I could climb inside anybody's voice, it would be Nat King Cole and Ella Fitzgerald. If I could just climb in and stay there, you know, I just think he's incredible.
I say the velvet tones, well, that's what he has, velvet tones. Absolutely beautiful.
He was like velvet and she was just like butter. I mean, or honey, I don't know, the pair of them. So, a harpy version of Unforgettable to play us out. And
I join you.
It starts on a concert C, so that's probably gives you a little idea. Not that you sure look, you're playing away all the time as if you as 20 however many concerts in, she gives him a note. Honest to God, who does she think she is? Right, here we go.
Oh, that was beautiful. Absolutely.
A gorgeous choice, and I promise you, this is my word, and all our Harp O'Clockers here with us are my witnesses. I promise that I will figure out a way to get Sabre Dance and Zorba's. It's gonna happen, guys. It's gonna happen. Just you wait. You know, it's funny because this whole kind of harp o'clock thing, and always finding a way to play it on the harp on its own. So much of what I enjoy and what I miss about sort of normal life involves playing music with other people and involves bouncing off them. And one of my favorite things is if I know the melody is covered. See you later, I'm off, just having a whale of a time. So I can't wait to be able to organise a duo, version, excuse me, of Harp O'Clock. I think that'd be a really lovely sign of things opening up for us. And, who knows? There's going to come a time when we're going to be back in venues, and we're seeing it in other countries, we're seeing it elsewhere in the world, and this won't last forever, although it feels like it. So on that note, I'd like to thank you all for joining me this evening. I hope this sets you up well for the weekend. Please don't ever be shy about getting in touch if there's anything. I haven't even glanced at the 99 plus messages in the chat box, but I promise that if I have missed any last minute requests, I will have a really good read of them now. And please don't be shy about getting in touch in the meantime for requests or anything going forward. And thanks a million for joining me.